Hi, my name is Kresten. I'd like to give you a little demo here of Humio. So to start off with, you would log in. We're using third-party authentication service, so you can use logins from a number of different sites. So here we are logged into the demo site, which is a sandbox that everybody can just log into. We have interest here is we're pulling all the GitHub data for the public GitHub repos. So you can go in and look at what's going on in all the public GitHub repos. So all the data, everything that happens on the public GitHub repos is in here. So each of these events here is like one action, like a push request or a pull request or a comment on some open source repo. So we could look, for instance, for everything Microsoft and find that there's a free text search for all these log entries over, in this case, over the last 24 hours. What's going on here? So you can see there is lots of attributes here, but if it's JSON is coming in, then there's a lot of convenience for figuring out what's going on. So let's see. Here we have see anything repo.name is Azure, then we can use the JSON structure to search for everything here and say, so what's going on in any Azure repo, say group by repo.name. So this is an amount of activity on these various ones sorted. So we get it sorted. The Azure CLI obviously is being worked on. We could say, in this case, once we've kind of created an aggregation like this, we can go back and see, so what are all those events that on Azure CLI? So it kind of limits it down to that particular kind. So there's probably a lot of different kinds of events. And if you look in the bottom of any one of these, the specific one, they have a type. This is an issues event. And an issues event is when somebody creates an issue. So let's see what kinds of events there are. I'll say group by type. So here we get count of how many things happened on Azure CLI repo over the last 24 hours, or if we remove this, what happened across all GitHub repos, all Azure repos. See, there's typically there's most push events, but here there's actually lots of comments events. But if we go just look at the push events, so this is somebody who actually pushed something to a GitHub repo. We can see what going on in here is there's some user who did it. The payload is actually a list of commits that have an author name. So let's just let's see who's the person who did the most pushes to GitHub here. You say group by actor dot display login. It's very easy to see that this guy. Let's we'll do a sort this. All prod whoever that is. These are all the events that he did. You can see he did most of his work here just recently. So this is when you work with GitHub data, because it's JSON, that makes it very, very easy and convenient to do something. Now, once you've extracted some interesting data, you can actually build dashboards. So let's find an example of a dashboard. I have one here I typically show. So this is kind of a dashboard of what's going on at GitHub right now. There is these different kinds of events happening. This is the rate of events per second. The number of commits happening the last second. This is events per second. What are interesting repos? You can see there's a repo called no code, which is super interesting. These are popular here is defined in terms of how many likes they get, or stars. If you look at issues per minute, just across the entirety of GitHub, it's interesting to observe that there's more repos being opened than closed. And we can see how many unique users they have over the course of a day. So these kinds of things. And these, if you look at the repos here, these are kind of drill down directly from the dashboard and see what's going on here. There's this thing called no code that and this graph is produced out of this type of query here, where it says I want all the watch events. So that's likes in GitHub lingo. I want only the action when somebody starts liking something, not when they leave or go away from stop liking. Then I run a regex over all these to extract, kind of remove the organization part of the repository name and group by the name and sort it. So we've seen some of these before. So I'd like to show you also something else, which is working with more unstructured data. And here I have part of, it's kind of a demo, but it's actually coming out of production data from our cloud solution. So this is a little dashboard I made that shows who's been attacking, trying to do brute force SSH attacks on our cloud infrastructure over the last hour or last few hours. To see the last hour, we had 67 brute force login attempts. Here you can see over time a little graph that shows what were the source IPs of these attacks. And for the last 4 hours here, who was the top attacker? So let's dive into this SSH attacks, for instance, and see what do we know about this. So the way this query is constructed is, let's try to remove everything here and then reconstruct that query. So in this case, we're looking actually into the production logs, our Humio production logs, and I've limited it to only be the syslog sources and only log lines that come from SSHD. So when we dig into this, there's a lot of log lines that look like this. Let's say, so if we take a log line here that says invalid user so and so from this and this IP address, if we just write it up like this, that means I'm searching for a regex using regex. The slashes, angle slashes means regex. I'm using a regex to search for, in this case, exactly this string. But if we put in some wildcards, some regex wildcards here, say I want to invalid user something from some IP address, then there's actually quite a lot of activity. Now, if you're not a regex guru, or if you are a regex guru, you might recognize this. But we can create this thing called named groups. That's the standard regex term. So I say there's a group here of something, and I want to call whatever is their IP. And then, given that, I can do a group by IP and sort it, and then we have again the top attackers. And if we click on one of these, we can see exactly the attacks that they made. So he probably has a list of users to work from. So it's this interactive. What's really nice about Humio is this interactive split between being in a dashboard. So I had a dashboard here, SecOps dashboard. That's what I was showing before. And being able to go directly from a dashboard and click, say, this user who's attacked Go 01 15 times, click. we get exactly the data that produced that data entry. So other things I can show you around in Humio. Once you have a dashboard, let's look at this dashboard again. SecOps, the one that I showed you before. If you go in here, it's hidden a bit. You can share it, and sharing a dashboard here is demo. This is I create a shareable link called shown in demo, and here's the link. If I follow this link, then check. See, it's a dashboard with it's a URL that only has this specific token. Anyone who has this token can log in. So I could share this with you, or you could write it in text out of this demo and be able to go in and look at this dashboard and see how many attacks we've had. Now, of course, this would be nice if you produce a live report. You produce a report of something. This is the current situation, and you can send that link to someone like your boss. But they don't need to be able to go in and change things and edit things. So it's all read-only. We can go back again to the specific thing here. Going to the share menu. See, this one is still listed here. I know this specific link is one that gives you access. I can retract that access. So boom, now the boss no longer has access to that data. So that's one little thing. We can take an individual. So if we look at just a search like this, say if I say this is an interesting query, I can save it either as a dashboard widget, which is how you add queries to dashboard, or just as this plain saved query. A saved query is one where you essentially give this particular query here, give it a name so you can get back to it. That's what I put up here. Queries. Here's some various saved queries that people have saved. Then there is an alerting system. So as we saw before, what we'd be interested to see is if we have this query here grouped by IP, and any of these are, say, bigger than 20. Is there somebody who makes more than 20 attacks? In this case, I would like to have an alert somehow. Now, for this alerting system to work, it has to be a live query, which is something you click by up here. That's it. Now it runs as a live query. And what you don't see, maybe I should go back and show this. Let's look at a smaller time interval. The last 5 minutes, how many attacks did we get over the last 5 minutes? See, it's a sliding window query. It just runs over the last 5 minutes, and we get this sort of data out of it. If we run it over a longer period, say the last hour, it's this many. We might want to filter count bigger than 10. These are the IP addresses that have attacked us more than 10 times within the last hour. So now we're in a live query, and we could save this as an alert. And saving this an alert basically means whenever this query comes up with something, I want to know. So what we can do is let's just say create an alert here, many SSH attacks, and I want to send it to just my test Slack. You can send it to email and Opsgenie and a couple of different other systems that we have integrated. I don't want more than one an hour, and just save it. Boom, and it's saved. Now, because there is more than 10, I will get notified in my test Slack that this happened. We can also go up and see the alerts that we have defined here. The mini SSH attacks is this one. Bing. We go back to it. We can edit and say I want to send Kresten an email, or send an PagerDuty notification to everybody on the ops team when this happens. But for now, I've set it up as a Slack test thing. So that's about it. I can. We looked at the GitHub data with JSON. That makes it a bit easier to work with. We looked at how you can use regular expression like this to extract data out of more unstructured stuff. So go over to humio.com and give it a spin. There you go.